Kwaphendula into exolo esisebenzayo emazantsi enhlizweni yami yathi ninyamezele ityala lenu kukunyamezela.
Sound Word, A Woman in Prayer, is a one-woman performance poetry production that is put together for the sole purpose of unearthing the voices of many women who live through abuse. It's put together to shake people off their comfort zones, to engage in a dialogue about gender-based violence. This is done through the art of poetry. Poetry also adopting a theatrical fashion about it, because it paints different characters as it changes from poem to poem. We did the production in the streets at Mbeke Avenue. And today we did it in a moving taxi from Terminus, which is in Mbeke Avenue, all the way to NU 11 and 12 at Motherwell. We did it with an audience that did not know what was going to happen to them. So the nature of the performances pop up at all times. People don't know what to expect. They don't know that something is going to happen. But we are testing out whether or not they will respond to it. And they've responded beautifufully so far.
This statement is losing its taste for me. This is a false statement. It is a statement that has women covered in a multicolored blanket of heroism. Like all women have something to live for.
The different characters that are painted out by Sound Word, A Woman in Prayer, are, I think it's 5 women who go through different situations. As a woman who's a churchgoer who really believes that all problems will be solved through prayer, hence A Woman in Prayer. A woman who is married and has had to bury a friend who was also married because the woman was being abused.
Kwaphendula into exolo esisebenzayo emazantsi enhlizweni yami yathi ninyamezele ityala lenu kukunyamezela.
There is a young girl who's lost a sister who was described as a lesbian and was correctively raped and also beaten up by the community people.
Igama lami ndinguZoliswa. Njengoba sikule teksi nje siya kumngcwabo kadadewethu uNoxolo. uNoxolo ebeyinto yonke kum. Ebengumama kum, engutata kum. Ebeyichomi yami endixhasa kwinto yonke endiyenzayo. Andiyazi ndizawuba yintoni ngaphandle kwakhe. I miss my sister. She doubles as my father at soccer practice. Taught me how to talk to girls and bow before every woman. Because in each, whether she's starving or prospering, whether she's living or existing, there resides a queen reigning over the hearts of many. I miss my sister. She taught me to treat all people with the same respect. My sister, who at times seemed to forget that she too was a woman, but in turn loved and worshipped the ground her woman walked on, thereby teaching us all that love is the one thing worth fighting for, the one thing worth dying for. My sister has had to hide parts of her sound to those who are locked behind their ignorance. Those who hide their ignorance between the pages of a Bible, behind the face of religion, which ironically seeks to teach us all that God loves us all with no reservation. My sister today is a shadow of herself, invisible to all but me, as she haunts me in every vision. Every corner I turn exhibits a framed picture of her pain as she bled to death, dragging herself to a place of help nearby, with neighbors, seconds short of spitting in her face in her hour of need. None willing to pick up the tattered pieces of that lesbian. That lesbian must have deserved for her end to be so cruel and cold. Hey. Now every other conversation within me is a list of questions. I, having lost all understanding of when exactly did she lose her natural rights as a human. When did she become a something outside of the human race? Who is this lesbian they're talking about? Her name was Nokolo, the one who brought peace, the one who inspired peace. So who is lesbian? What is lesbian? Where does lesbian stay? What does lesbian do? Who does lesbian hurt? And why, oh why, must lesbian die? She won't return. She won't smile again. She won't be at the gates waiting for me after a soccer match. I'll only ever see her again in the eyes of her lover. Her tears continuously cleansing us, reminding us every day that ours is to love and never to hate back. She will never return. But before another memorial service or a funeral or another protest march in defense of basic human rights, somebody please page through all your dictionaries, find the largest thesaurus, conference call all the professors and consult all the linguists. Do whatever it takes to find a definition for this inhumane act. Find a word that perfectly describes the disregarding of the women of this time, traumatizing them and stealing one's innocence so violently. For I know I will not be satisfied with the death of another woman to a title that's so lacking in definition. I'm just a little girl and I don't know everything. But with all the trauma and the pain that I carry, I know for sure that no rape can ever be correct. Chula, chula, chula.
There is a woman who is very educated and has survived abuse and is now encouraging other women to start the conversation.
Ayincedi laa nto uba xa siphuma emsebenzini ngo-4 siyancancazela ngaphakathi ngoba siyazi noba sizawuvuka sisaphila na. Ndiyayazi isituation enihleli kuyo, ndiyayazi isituation zabanye mama bahleli 20 years emitshatweni kodwa bahleli kabuhlungu. Ndiyayazi iqala phi laa nto. With his concoction of lies, he will waltz into your life under the falsehood of love, beat you to a pulp, then come back like a shopper in a convenience store, buying back your trust with a dozen of blood red roses. Mihlane zolo ulinda lo msindo zayo isimo sakho sifana nesegusha lulamela ukuchela. As you sit in peace waiting for the war to begin, ulinda ukuqala kwesibhongo biyane xa kuzawuqala uchuku ubhidana izitya zithu izithonge emzimbeni lukushiya uncumo zehlinyembisi. Lo mntu uthi sisithandwa uyakukhaba, uyakukhanda, uyakuqhwaba, uyakundlandlathekisa, uyakuncuncuthekisa ngokomphefumlo uyakwenzakalisa. In your hands are the lives of your young. With you lies the decision to either crush or mold their future. Yet you utter uncertain words of confidence in an attempt to shield them from the monster you call your lover and their father. See them, feel safer in the safety of the broom cupboard than under the shadow of your arms. Realize that it's been too long, it's been so wrong. Your need to belong replaces your will to be strong. My advice, sing a different song, play a different tune, move to a different rhythm, down their own tools, make your own rules, wipe that frown, wear a smile, if need be, walk that mile, shut the file, save you a life and walk away.
Detihamba dadewethu mshiyela mfana shiya ubomi bokuhlukunyezwa ubizwa ngamagama kalamazwi ndiphethe iyeza ndiyakomeleza ilanga litshonile naso sibani uzongashiywa lixesha hamba dadewethu mshiyela mfana shiya ubomi bokuhlukunyezwa ubizwa ngamagama kalamazwi ndiphethe iyeza ndiyakomeleza ilanga litshonile nasike sibane uzongashiywa lixesha.
My hopes for this project is that it can be a touring project around 16 days of activism. When I dreamt about it the first time, it was a touring venture, meaning we would be touring for 16 days to different spaces in the country. And of course, I started, going for that big idea first time around. But I also, along the way, realized that maybe what's important is to start where I am and, bit by bit, step by step, things will come together and I will be able to tour the Eastern Cape. Then I will be able to tour the country with the production. So that's really my hope and dream, that it can be a national campaign that everybody has an opportunity to respond to. And not only the people that are watching it on the ground at that very moment, but also people on social media. So that's why we also did a live feed on Facebook. So I would like the conversation to be ongoing beyond 16 days of activism, for a page to be alive where people can interact and speak and get help through that page. That's what I desire to happen through Soundword, A Woman in Prayer. Today's performance was, I felt that it was great. It was unexpected. It was shocking. People, though, were very welcoming. They responded. They were singing along. They responded to the questions that were asked at the end. So I felt that it was a great experience. It's one of those experiences that, to me, it feels like this experience was telling me that you need to carry on.
And this is a big abuse, so by ends was sitting on the Manus to Yantan, up better, up in that is sort about well banging them and then so the banjin. About strong about rape as a bribe and a man, we am gay. Oganya bribe, I'm a chong that danke, would I be mistake?
Utangileza and Inga says a conzek. Uphuma uphangela uyoyika ubuya usiza endlini uvula ungena awuyazi nokuzafika kusenza kantoni na but kodwa ke uThixo ngiyambulela ba andisoze ndihlukumeze umuntu oyindoda. I'm staying alone, you know that, with my children.
Akufuneka uphile usithi uphilela abantwana bakho kodwa kuyonakala. Kufuneka sime singabantu abamnyama, singabafazi abamnyama, simele inyaniso ngoba basinoyenza loo nto ngaphela iabuse yenziwa ngootata. Kunjenje kungenxa yethu bantu babhinqileyo ngoba asilweli ilungelo lakho. Uthi ungumama uthi hayi ndikulo mtshato ngenxa yabantwana, ayikho loo nto. Baluphelile uthando, uphuma emtshatweni uyoziphilela ubomi bakho.
Abantu basiva abantu
baza kuva
xa simane sikhwela eleke bhasi sitha basithetha leliwa
baza kuva noma baza kwenza ngathi abeva bayeva because itsho kubo.
Xa kwakuphangela ekuseni ngabatata bayasihlukumeza, basiphothela isibhegi, bafuna urape abantu, but likhona ithemba ekuhambeni kwexesha kawuze kulunga. Inkosi sesingene esinjani.
What would help to make this project a success in terms of touring for 16 days around the country would be, one, if we were given an opportunity to talk to the powers that be about the project, for the project to be funded somehow, to move around the country. It's not always easy to go into the big offices. We tried even this year to go to the Ministry of Women and Children, which I think is the relevant one, and also of course the Arts and Culture Department. So what would make it really an easy possibility would be to get some funding and also some corporate sponsorships as well, because it's not only about the money, it's also about the data that we use to upload on Facebook. It's about the transportation that we need. It's about also companies saying that we care about the livelihood of our people, because it's not an issue that only affects you in as far as your business is concerned. It affects your users, it affects your employees. So at some point I feel like companies as entities that occupy the space that is South Africa, they need to raise their voice. For this particular project, the MBDA came on board and pledged for one performance, which was the one we did in Gavin Baker Avenue. However, their funds also did help in terms of contributing for bus fare for this particular performance in the taxi. So the MBDA, the Mandela Bay Development Agency, have done a great thing for us in terms of pledging for that one performance, because it has actually allowed us to see the possibility of this growing bigger. If I can say that. It's inspiring, it's encouraging, it's saying to us, do it again, more people will respond. So that one pledge was everything to me.